Right, let's focus on the summer. As Brandy was saying, we're big focus on the summer, be it real estate, be it getting away, or of course, staying here. Let's talk all things hospitality now. Why? Because a number of brands here in the region have been launching, hotel brands that is, have been launching their hotel or their summer campaigns for their hotels across the UAE. None more so than Ratana, who recently launched theirs, took advantage of Arabian travel market amongst other venues to unveil their summer campaign to drive regional tourism and cement the region's year-round appeal. The Ratana Group is synonymous with this part of the world. CEO of Ratana is Eddie Tannous, who's been kind enough to join us live in studio. Morning to you, Eddie.
Good morning, Tom.
So do these campaigns work? I mean, we see them every single year. You know, the age-old idea that things slow down a little bit over the summer and therefore hotels need to push a little bit more. They come up with these campaigns. But as you and I well know, having been in the region for a long time, things have changed here. So do these campaigns work?
Well, things have changed, absolutely, Tom. I mean, if you look at the UAE 10 or 15 years ago, you used to see a huge dip in occupancy, hotel occupancy in the summer, and airlines would be affected, etc. And at the time, you would throw everything at those promotions. You'd throw discounts, you'd throw ad values. Today, we're much more lucky in the UAE because I think the market has matured significantly since then. So if you look at Dubai occupancy and Abu Dhabi occupancy last year in the summer, throughout June, July, and August, the market ran 70-75% occupancy, which, yes, arguably is 10 to 15% below the high season, or what we call high season in this region. But it's still better than most cities around us. So the market has matured, and therefore the discounting is not as appealing as it used to be anymore. You have to think harder, actually. You have to appeal to the customer because the customer has choice. So what we've done in the last couple of years, and what Ratana has done this year specifically, we've moved away from the flat discount. And we worked on understanding who the market is and on creating value to our offers. And that's why you see a stay and pay, for example, where you want to extend your length of stay for the customers coming in, but also to add value to them, like the kids go free and like all these examples that we have in our promotions. But more importantly, also, you need to understand what the destination is trying to do. And we always try to tie ourselves with the destination. And if you look at both Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and even the Northern Emirates, they've been working on creating a longer length of stay so that we create an economic dynamics in the market also during those lower summer months.
You're so right. That tourism strategy 2030, extend stays. You know, that's what we want people. We want people to stay longer. We want people not just to stay in the airport, we want them to come and have layovers as well. Is that happening? Have you observed longer stays?
Absolutely. Typically, a length of stay in a business hotel in Dubai during the high season is 3 to 4 nights. Best case scenario. When you start looking at leisure, you go to 5 to 7 nights. When you go to resorts, you go to 10 nights. So, however, the nature of travel in the region has changed also. In the past, we used to see, for example, the Saudi market, which is a significant market for Dubai. They used to travel short haul, long haul. So they would come to Dubai for a week or 10 days, and then they would go to Europe and do their long haul travel in Europe. Even in Saudi, the vacation pattern has changed, and the school holidays have changed. Now they don't have longer school holidays. They have more school holidays, but shorter spans, which is good for our region. But then you understand that pattern, and then you offer them an opportunity to stay in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi or in the Northern Emirates for those 10 days, rather than letting them go long haul and go to Europe. So it's really about understanding the customer behavior. If I would give you some numbers, because I know numbers always tell the story, the average length of stay that we've seen so far in the promotion for this summer has increased by about 1.8 nights. Now, you might think 1.8 is because that's how we calculate. But so far, with about 10 to 15% increase in year-over-year pace, which shows that the campaign is starting really well, we're seeing already an uplift of almost 2 nights in length of stay, which is what we want to achieve.
Does this bit of a left field question, this, but, you know, times were, you know, when we were talking about the good old days, you know, back in times when things were a little bit quieter during the summer, it's okay. You sort of took it on. But why? Because it gave you the opportunity to send staff away on holiday as well, because the rest of the year is so busy. It also gave you an opportunity to renovate areas of the hotel. If we're so busy during the summer, is that causing more problems for hoteliers like you?
Yes and no, and that's an excellent question. One of the things that did evolve also since COVID, and I don't like mentioning COVID in every interview, but it was really a turning point in how we do business. If you would look at ratio of employee per hotel room, which is what we look at, the number of employees you have in a hotel prior to COVID was much higher than what you would find today. So hotels have adjusted to working with a different mindset, with a different manpower. Today we focus on emotional intelligence in our training. We focus on making sure that any employee in the hotel or any colleague is able to hand service to any kind of request. So that gives you that versatile approach to business. So we're a bit more immune to those drops. But it does impact, because at the end of the day, you need to send people on vacation, and you don't want to send them when you're at 90% occupancy. So it's about understanding the pattern of the business, maybe a bit more pressure on the staff that are staying, but you can mitigate that again with diversifying the roles. You're not limited to what you do on a daily basis. You can jump in and help in a different department, which is a great opportunity for the colleague to learn something else. So far, to be honest with you, we used to see these drops even when we had a high number of employees, because the nature of the client changes and expectations change. So when you move from European market to GCC market, you immediately see fluctuation in your customer satisfaction surveys because the expectations are different. We've learned all that across the last maybe 10, 15 years. We're much better, and I'm talking about the hotel industry in general. So it's a very important point not to overlook, but there are strategies and there are ways to overcome it.
What is the summer looking like for Rotana across the UAE? I suppose the question I'm asking for a friend is, with so many visitors coming in, is there still the opportunity for a staycation, or is that old school as well?
No, absolutely, absolutely, and that's also very interesting, because if you look at us expats living in the UAE, I mean, 10, 15 years ago, you'd see an exodus at the end of June.
True.
And then everyone comes back beginning of September, basically. We don't see that anymore. We see people stationed here. And then, we would go for 5 days and come back, 3 days and come back, 7, depending on where you're going. So staycation is very important. And this is where the summer promotion that we've launched this year is also, again, adds value. The behavioral, the way we behave when we're on vacation or when we are in this vacation mode is very different from when we go and stay in a hotel on business. So those added values, those stay and pay promotions are working for us. You asked me about how we're doing in the summer. Last year, our average occupancy across the 3 months, I'm talking Dubai and Abu Dhabi combined, was between 70 and 75%. So far, we've launched the promotion about a month ago at ATM. So far, we're seeing in Dubai 12% increase in bookings for Dubai. July and August are still, we call it, outside of the booking window. So we're seeing an uplift in July. We're not seeing yet a huge uplift in August, but we will see it. Abu Dhabi is seeing probably a 15 to 17% uplift. So if I count this, probably we're looking to end with high 70s or 80%, which means that we do well because business is good, but we still have availability for staycations, and we will be, people living in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Northern Emirates will be able to benefit from these offers.
Phew. Good news.
Yeah.
Eddie, bless you. Really appreciate your time. Listen, sounds like it's going to be a busy old summer for you and the Rotana team. Hope you get an opportunity to relax a bit with the family. The COO there of Rotana, Eddie Tannous, joining us live in studio. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Tom.